Well, it's 6 o'clock, folks. Excuse me, why don't we call this meeting to order? Somebody should have a resolution to adopt the agenda.
That's number 2, right?
Yes.
So moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, resolved that the agenda be adopted as amended and presented.
Question? All of those in favor? Carried. Confirmation of the minutes.
So I have that as well. So moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting and the committee of the whole of December 19th, 2018 be hereby approved. All statutory declarations have been complied with.
Question? All those in favor? It's carried. Citizens period. Adam and Jana Harms.
Yep, Jana Harms. Yep.
Sure, please come on up.
So my name is Jana Harms, and I am here on behalf of Adam, who couldn't come because of work commitments. And thank you to the council for allowing me the time to come speak to you. I'm here on about Lot 23. Last meeting, December 19th, it was concluded that we were denied ability to sell this property, and I'm just here today to ask council to reconsider their decision in denying us the ability to sell the property. So we bought the property in March 2018 when it was the $1,000. When we purchased the property at that time, we had full intention of building a structure on that property. Now, everyone knows life happens, things change. There's 2 big events that happened to our family in 2018 that ultimately made us decide that building was no longer an option for us. And at that time, I had been in contact with the town office on how to proceed with selling this property, both in person and through email. We wanted to make sure that we would be following whatever regulations there were in selling the property to ensure we would be doing it properly. So when we did first post it, we had lots of people interested, and it was the town's concern that whoever we found to purchase it would be able to pursue with the purchase agreement and the zoning bylaws and all the conditions outlined in our agreement. So that's what we did. So anyone that showed interest, we showed them the terms and conditions and the agreements on what they had to do to build. And we came across Myers and Knutson, who showed understanding and stated that they were able to fulfill the commitments of the purchase agreement. So that took place October 20th, and here we are today, 3 months later, and we're still trying to have this sale finalized. As part of our purchase agreement, Section 12 states that we needed council's approval in selling this property. Now, unfortunately, the document doesn't give us any guideline on why council should approve or decline this, or at least I'm not aware of why it should be approved or declined. But we feel we did due diligence in trying to sell this property and finding someone that could fulfill the commitments of the purchase agreement. So basically, I'm here today to ask council to reconsider the decision of declining, and also if it is decided that you still remain in agreements to decline this purchase, then I just wanted to make you to be aware that we'll have to probably proceed through court, as we are going by our purchase agreement, and a purchase agreement is a legally binding document, and there's nowhere in that purchase agreement it states that we cannot sell, or does it state that we should return that property back to the town. It actually has a clause in there how to sell, and we feel we've done the best we can with pursuing this sale and fulfilling that agreement. So I think that's all I have to say. I don't know if anyone has any questions, but I think that's all I have to say.
Anyone have any questions for Jana or anything just yet? No. Jana, I'll explain a little bit of our position of how we got to where we are. So it was explained to us after the election that the sale of the lots at Clearwater and the 8 or 9 that were in town were a one-time special event devised by the previous mayor and council to spur some building in the community. The unfortunate thing is that, in my opinion, the process wasn't thought through properly. At the Board of Revision that we had here in October, early November, we already have had some lake lot owners appeal their property assessment from the $50,000 assessment down to the $1,000 assessment. The assessment branch didn't agree with that, and they reduced it to $45,000. The issue becomes with market values, the taxation on residential land in the community is based on comparative sales. So if, let's just say 50 lots in town sold for $50,000, then theoretically they're worth $50,000. So like I had mentioned, the town has told us that it was a special event to try to spur some development. If we, and I don't agree with what they did, just saying, but if we confirmed your sale, then we're basically confirming the market value or the land value of those lots going forward, and it's no longer just a special event. So at the next Board of Revision hearing, when those 38 sales are allowed to come into the assessor's roll, because the assessment is based on sales over a 2-year period, if we're allowed to bring those sales in, we are in essence telling people in the community that their land is only worth $1,000. And that would not be helpful to the community as a whole. And that's how we got here. I'm sorry, I don't know what you were told when you bought the lots. I just don't know.
All I have to go by is my purchase agreement, and that's signed between the town and myself, and in all fairness, that's the document that legally we have to go by, even though you may disagree with it, and I agree with the fact that there's some things left out in it. Fact of the matter is that's my legal document, and opinions aside.
Well, it does state, though, that permission of the town, I believe, right?
It certainly does state that, correct.
And
it gives no guidelines as to why it should be accepted or why it should be declined. It's strictly on your opinions.
Right. And I'm sorry that you're caught in the middle of this. But unfortunately, at this point in time, at our last meeting, council didn't agree that those lots were only worth $1,000.
And I'd like to disagree with that, because what I seen was not necessarily council disagreeing, because I even said head nods, head nods when the discussion started. It was upon your discussion that it all changed. And I don't see that it was even a vote. I see that you discussed it, and that determined the decision. I didn't see council vote on it.
I think there was a consensus. I don't think it was
I just didn't actually see what I seen as your opinion actually determining
no, that's
what
fair,
people thought.
right? And I guess in fairness, I've got a fairly extensive history in this area, so that's probably why. But I do believe that it was a one-time special event.
Yeah, and I very well have could have been, but like I said, the document that I have says nothing about a special event. It's a purchase agreement that gives me my rules and regulations, and your opinions aside, I have nothing in my document that supports that. Right. So that's why I'm just trying to ask the town to reconsider this decision, because if you decline it again, I have no choice but to go through the courts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. We'll take it back again, I guess, and we can talk about it at committee on our next meeting, but right now, that's where we're at.
Okay. So is that a consensus here?
Okay, well, any questions of Jenna? Anyone? Nothing? No? Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you for coming. Margaret Commodore.
Great. Won't take up too much of your time. I have a few things to talk about tonight. So, my name is Margaret Commodore. My residence is 58 Bachelor Road. My business residence, which is in my name, is 235 Fisher Avenue. So, first off, I would like to thank you for dealing with my questions and my opinions. I have some pictures here. I have come to council. Okay, I've been in business 14 years now, and I'm kind of done with the parking. We all know how many times I've come, and I'm not only speaking for myself, I'm speaking for every business owner in there. I have some pictures here on my iPad. I have a vehicle across the street from me that's been on the street since Thursday. Now, I don't expect the town to go hand out tickets and be on top of everybody, because these people know they're not supposed to be parked on the street. Now, we have a lot of snow. I have customers complaining because they're getting over ruts. I have the person that lives across from me. He parks in front of Funky Threads. Meanwhile, the graders, province of Manitoba, do a wonderful job, but they can't when everybody's parked on the street. And that lump of snow was sitting there probably 2 to 3 weeks until it warmed up, and I physically removed it and put it on the sidewalk. I have a picture of down the lane in front of the pool hall where there's a vehicle that's parked on the street all day long, all night long. I don't know how many tickets have to be put out to these people, but they know they're not supposed to be there. And as a small business, every parking space available is money in my pocket. And when they're all filled up with staff, that means my doors are going to close. Some people here doesn't matter if their wages come or not. I count on every penny that comes in that door. So I'm not saying to get a bylaw control officer. I'm just saying I'm going to put it out. I sure hope everybody watches this, and I hope some people have a little bit of shame to get off that street. You don't work uptown, you shouldn't be on the street. When I bought that business, I was told by the town administration, you do not park on the street. I don't park on the street. I'm sure Chad has heard this story quite a few times, and so has Jen and Randy. And I will keep on saying it, because when I really started on it was when Cabela's had to close their store because there was a business that parked in front of her every day. And I can keep on going on more and more. So I have another little speech here. Okay, I said this already. Meanwhile, my paychecks are getting smaller and smaller. I have wonderful customers, and the same is I speak for, not just for me, for Tri-Family Health too. All our businesses, when they park on the street, and they're told not to, and they are given parking variances to put their business there, they're told, do not park on the street. And if you park on the street, well, okay, but they're still parked on the street. You want the list of names?
You're talking about other business owners?
Other business owners, yep.
Other business owners and stuff, okay.
I can give you names. We all know who they are.
Okay, thank you.
So another thing I have a problem with is the lake lots. I know I'm not sitting in those chairs anymore, but when I sat in those chairs, I based my decisions on the truth and what was in front of me. So, and I believe, and I know it's the truth, that no one was to build 100 feet from the lake, from the shoreline. And then I read in here that there's a person here that's getting an extension request, and he was told no. When I was sitting in this chair, he was told no. He was in violation of the 100 feet. Now, all of a sudden, they want it different. They want 50 to 75 feet. They signed, when they got the papers from the town, and it's all written in there, 100 feet from shoreline. But no, just a minute. I don't like that, so we'll wait till the new council comes in, and we'll get it changed. That's what I see. When I sat in that chair, I made decisions with my heart and my head, and I made decisions up for everybody, not the chosen few. So when I know what this lady was, she was speaking, actually, I know the agreement, they are allowed to sell. So I agree with the first one. Now, why she can't sell And I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, I have to disagree with you because my shop is valued at, I don't know, $300,000, and I'd be lucky. I went to a real estate agent actually in 2018, and I can get $49,000 for it. So there's the proof that it doesn't make any difference. That's what it's worth. That's what she can sell it for. Doesn't matter if it's worth it that or not. So that is about, oh, one more thing. Tell me when my time is up. You know I like to talk. RM wanted a parking zone dedicated just to them.
I'm not sure, Margaret.
Okay, I'm just saying, I read it in the paper, so there's already such a horrendous downtown parking that if you grant it to them, I'm going to come too, and I want one in front of my shop, because my customers don't last very long either. Good? I don't think things will change. I would just like to put it out to people to respect your neighbor and respect your business owner. We're all there on the same page. And no one is more important than the other one. I don't think I'm more important than the next one or across the street. But why are these people inhibiting our right to earn a living? We don't have pensions. We don't have health care. We get what we earn. And if the town, if they keep on going like this, and I've said it before, and it's coming closer, there was already one that closed when Cabelca's closed. There'll be less downtown. We already have our struggles with people not coming downtown from the people that like to go to the liquor store. Saturday afternoon, it was nice that I had a customer at my back because it wasn't good. And the day before too. But that'll be another time. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry somebody wasn't here to hear my speech, but I'm sure he'll watch it.
Thank you.
Would you like to see my pictures?
No, that's okay.
No? Because the snowbanks you've seen them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Any other citizens this evening? No? Okay. There's no bylaws, committees, public work and maintenance, no action. All the way down, oh, here, I'm sorry, I missed you. The CAO report, there we go.
There's a few being missed.
It's all right. Please.
So this is town operations as of January 4th. Museum has hired Catherine Patterson as the museum curator and archivist. Catherine will be starting her employment on January 28th. Museum is booking travel exhibits. They've also submitted final reports for heritage grant projects and submitted application to Canada Summer Jobs for students, or for summer students. Museum held a Tweenie paint afternoon. This is becoming, their paint nights are becoming very popular with both adults and now with younger children. Winter newsletter has been sent out to museum membership. Airport administration is working with town controller to create a list of assets along with inventory and operable equipment for 2019 disposal. Fuel sales for December at the airport were $21,269.63. We had some issues with fuel card reader and temporary call-outs were necessary. We've got that all fixed up now. Airport is working on ACAP application for the Aerodome beacon. De-icing for Comair was completed 9 times in December. Michael O'Toole donated a painting to the display at the Wellness Center. I wanted to bring that up. It's displayed, I think, in the walkway, and it was a donation to help beautify the building, and apparently it's quite beautiful. I need to go over there and see it yet. Recreation completing year-end reporting and grant funding requirements. Submitted green team applications for Recreation Maintenance and Public Works Department. I believe those are due today or tomorrow. Recreation is preparing for new programs for January. There's free ladies night that was already done and it was grant funded. They had a very good turnout. We also have Ninja Kids, Mission Slim Possible, yoga and free walking program. Snow plowing of streets and sidewalks is underway along with sanding. The deep well raw pump, it was almost complete. This morning, we came to work and the deep well pump number 2 had arrived. So that is now in our possession. Bleachers being turned on and water readings are completed. Several water breaks are being dealt with. We had a major one today. All departments are in the process of final budget preparations. The human resource officer position was posted, slowly trickling in. We'll be bringing that forward at a later date. Interviewed landfill site attendant position. I believe that was done internally. Set up inspections for insurance adjuster for town facilities. We had our insurance adjuster come the other day and measure out all our buildings and stuff just to do an inventory to make sure we're properly insured. Working with federal government to transfer coalition to other organization and prepared strategic plan meeting, and we're all just kind of tidying up 2018.
Any questions? No? Okay. Planning and Development, Cameron McKay Extension Request Resolution.
Okay, resolution number 2019-0003, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, that whereas Mr. McKay applied for a variance regarding the setback from the high water mark on his lot at the lake and council did not approve the variation, and whereas council requested Mr. McKay provide the town with a plan on what steps he plans to take to ensure his building is in compliance with the town zoning bylaw no later than November 30th, 2018. And whereas as a letter has been sent to the province requesting an alteration to the setback requirement for construction from the high water mark from 100 feet to 75 feet, and the town is awaiting their response. And whereas if the province approves the town's request, Mr. McKay will be in compliance with the town zoning bylaw. Therefore, be it resolved that council approve Cameron McKay's extension requests from November 30th, 2018 to March 31st, 2019 to provide council with the remedial plan for construction of Lake Lot 33 at the lake.
Any questions?
I'll be abstaining from the vote.
Chad's abstaining. All those in favor? Carried. Road salt tender.
Resolution 2019-00. So? Oh, I thought this was the road salt tender.
It is, isn't it?
No,
No, you're right. No, sorry.
Moved by Councillor Atkinson, seconded by Councillor Murphy, whereas an invitation to tender was set to, let's start over. Whereas an invitation to tender was sent to suppliers and an advertisement was placed on the town's website and in Pasco Times for the supply, haul, and stockpile of 90 MT of road salt. And whereas 3 bids were received and reviewed on October 19, 2018 at 3 p.m., therefore be it resolved, the council accept the bid submitted by Eadman Trucking in the amount of $13,729.50, taxes included for the supply, haul, and stockpile of 90 MT of road salt.
Metric tons.
Thank you. I was thinking MT.
Yeah, metric tons. Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried.
Moved by Councillor Atkinson, seconded by Councillor Murphy, whereas Resolution 2018-229 was approved at the December 19th, 2018 council meeting, and whereas there was an error in Resolution 2018-229 whereby the tender was awarded to the wrong company. Therefore, be it resolved, the council amend Resolution 2018-229 to reflect the following. Council accept the tender submitted by R. Bedard Consultants in the amount of $16,500 taxes included, for the consultancy service for quality testing of aviation fuel at the Pye Airport.
That was my error. On the first resolution.
All right, thank you. Question? All those in favor? It's carried. The janitorial is,
Moved by Councillor Atkinson, seconded by Councillor Murphy. Whereas an invitation to tenders were sent to service providers and an advertisement was placed on the town website, in the Apasqua Times and Merck's, for the supply of janitorial services for the Civic Centre and Town Garage. And whereas 2 bids were received and reviewed on November 23, 2018. Therefore, be it resolved, the council accept the bid submitted by Lori Cook in the amount of $9,360, not including taxes, annually for the cleaning of the Civic Centre, and $11,232, not including taxes, annually for the cleaning of the town garage.
all righty, questions? All those in favor? It's carried. Tendering policy.
Okay, now it's this one, tendering. So, Resolution 2019-007, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson. Whereas the Municipal Act requires municipalities to adopt a municipal tendering and procurement policy, and whereas municipalities are required to comply with the tendering and procurement rules established in the new Canadian Free Trade Agreement and the New West Partnership Trade Agreement, and whereas effective January 1st, 2019, municipalities must meet the lower procurement thresholds under the New West Partnership Trade Agreement. Therefore, be it resolved that Council adopt policy GG-101 tendering process as amended to reflect the change threshold for procurement values from $100,000 to $75,000 and from $250,000 to $200,000.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried. Council orientation. Way to go.
Resolution number 2019-008. Resolved that council approve the orientation session of council to be provided by Way to Go counseling in the amount of $675 plus GST on January 15, 2019 from 5 p.m. till 9:30 p.m.
Questions? All those in favor?
I believe it's supposed to be 5 p.m., is it not?
Did I not say 5 p.m. till
I thought that
9:30?
said,
Yeah, 5 to 9:30.
Oh, I thought I heard 5:30,
Take
sorry.
a take back.
Yeah.
It says 5 to 9:30.
Perfect.
Okay, question? All those in favor? It's carried. Sam Waller Museum.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Atkinson. Whereas in accordance with bylaw number 4443, being a bylaw of the Town of the Paw, to authorize the establishment of a museum board, Part 5, Section 5 states, excuse me, it is council's responsibility to appoint board members. Therefore, be it resolved, council reappoint Michael Wyman, Faye Kubelka, Trent Allen to the Sam Waller Museum Board for a period of 2 years, set to expire December 31st, 2020.
Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried. Payroll and accounts.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Ward. Be it resolved that council authorize the following accounts. Pay period number 24 in the amount of $110,623.23. Pay period number 25 in the amount of $104,904.59. General check numbers 22055 to 22225 in the amount of $1,920,077.31. And EFTs in the amount of $153,725.81.
And the big one, there was a big one, right? For the
Yeah.
1.9. Receiver General, RCMP Policing, 571,000.
And then there's one more
That's
big one.
quarterly.
Wasn't there a bigger one in there too? Another one? Not bigger than that, but another.
175, that's not it. Oh, Minister of Finance, 718,000.
That would be the,
Debenture payment?
yeah.
There you go. Any questions? All those in favor?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Carried. Finance report?
That's me. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Ward. Be it resolved that council authorize a financial statement for the period ending October 31st, 2018 be approved as prepared and presented by G. Keller, Chief Financial Officer. Never said his last name before.
So this is a major accomplishment for the town because we're passing a financial statement, a financial report to the end of October. It seems like it's a long time ago, but for us, we're actually catching up. So that's a good deal. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried. Provincial Municipal Justice Advisory Committee.
Resolution number 2019-012, moved by myself, second by Councillor Zelinski. Whereas AMM is looking for an elected official of the town of the Paw to represent the Northern District and municipalities in general by sitting on the Provincial Municipal Justice Advisory Committee for a 4-year term. And whereas the objective of the Province Municipal Justice Advisory Committee is to bring focus on strategic collaboration to justice and community safety issues presented in the municipalities. In addition, provide action for the resolution of problems encountered by municipalities with regards to safety and security. Therefore, be it resolved that council appoint Councillor Larry Forrester as the Town of the Paw representative to sit on the Provincial Municipal Justice Advisory Committee.
Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried.
I'd just like to say that Larry was extremely passionate with that. I had put my name forward as well. If Larry, if at all, cannot attend, and if there's a spot for another name, I would be willing to also.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to just add on here, carries an alternate?
No, that's yeah. Clearwater Lake Social Club.
Clearwater Lake Social Club lease agreement, resolution 2019-013, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Zelinski. Resolved that the council authorizes the mayor and the assistant CAO to sign a lease of agreement with the Clearwater Lake Social Club for the land and building locating at the Paw Airport for a period of 5 years, ending December 31st, 2024, with the option to review and renewal in 5-year increments up to a max of 20 years. two places to sign.
Thank you. Any questions?
I guess the discussion around that, Mayor, was the length of term to request that a lot of things can happen in 20 years and going in 5-year increments is probably better for all parties. So with the option to renew, so.
Yeah, the original lease discussion was an initial 20-year period with another 20 years on top.
Yeah.
So it was in essence a 40-year lease.
Yeah.
So we changed that a bit. Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried. Okay. Committee reports. Museum Board. Trevor Lane. No reports. Chamber of Commerce.
AGM's tomorrow night.
No, Wednesday night.
Yes, Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. You're correct. So there hasn't been a meeting since our last. Yes.
I encourage everyone to come out and see what the Chamber's up to. I'm guest speaker, so it'll be clearly sleepy time. But come on out and have a look. Sustainable Forests, I have nothing to report. Citizens on Patrol.
There was a meeting. I wasn't able to attend.
Okay. CDC, they had their annual operating plan meeting just the other day. Days are all blending together, it seems. And they are in agreement with, it's my understanding they're in agreement with the 6 or so suggestions council said that we would like to have them focus on in the coming year. And I believe they're wholeheartedly on board. So I'm sure they're going to make a presentation to council in the next week or two. Destination marketing.
I understand that there's the deadline for applications is tomorrow for this intake. So we hear that there's a couple in the works. So we'll find out a little bit more tomorrow, and then we'll meet by the end of the month to approve those or review those applications. And then I also understand, or we do have that meeting on the 23rd at 6 p.m. on the beautification feedback town forum. So looking forward to that. And Kim's busy working away there.
Yeah.
Doing a good job.
The meeting that Andre is referring to is the Destination Marketing Committee is spearheading downtown beautification efforts. And they've invited all the uptown business owners to a meeting at the Wascana Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yep.
And we're going to kick around some ideas and figure out where we're going to buy flowers from. My computer went dead. Coalition.
Nothing.
Nothing to report. Smart
I don't
City.
think we've had actually any meetings. I'm not getting any invites to any meetings anyway.
We had one.
Yeah. So I'm not missing anything. There's nothing else going on.
Sorry, council's suggestion was to move forward, so we'll be handing that committee over to someone else, so we'll make those changes accordingly.
Okay.
Smart Cities.
Yeah, we had a meeting, 2 meetings actually. We had a meeting last week just to get everybody on board with where things are going. The project is due to be submitted to the government by March 5th. So we just had a planning meeting just to get things put together, see where we're going on a couple different things, and then we had a meeting with all of the Tri-Council to let the Tri-Council in on what's been happening and what is going to be happening. So it was nice to get the Tri-Council together. And then we had a meeting today with the project team and some of the stakeholders over at OCN, and the Reeve was there. It was a good meeting. We met the people from South Korea that are behind CAST, which is the Korean something, Science and Technology. No, KIST is what it is. There's KIST and CAST. KIST is Korean Institute of Science and Technology, and they were there to present some of their technology that we currently have and what has come out since this technology has been put in over at the Smart Farm on OCN. So interesting, and there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up over the next month and a half here. So that's it.
Thank you. Recycling Board.
No meeting. Marjorie is kind of sorry about that. She's been shortest out, so she's been working. She's working on the budget and will let us know as soon as there's a meeting available.
Thank you. Library Board.
Meetings Friday?
Kelsey Planning District, there's been no meetings. No.
The survey will be going out.
Survey's going out.
Yeah, it's on our website, should be on Facebook, and it's going in the water bills this week.
Okay. KSD Committee. No
We
meetings.
haven't had an invitation.
No, if I recall, we had an invitation, we talked about meeting with them, we provided dates back, and we never heard back.
Haven't heard back. Yep.
It was like right before Christmas.
Okay, so that's it for committee reports. Unfinished business. I don't see anything on the agenda, nothing for general business. Citizens period. Nothing from the citizens. There's nothing for committee of the whole. So I guess motion to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Murphy.